What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth Not Weight. I am your host, as always, Joe Squeeze. And in today's episode, we're talking about something extraordinarily important. So important, in fact, I made it a specific chapter in my book. Something that is very important that if you change it, if you don't recognize it and it's a negative, if you change it and make it into a positive, it could literally change your life. That something is your environment. The environment that you're in, the social environment, your mental environment, and your emotions, your mindset, basically. And the way you use it, the way you utilize it, the way it's affecting you. The first one is your actual physical fucking environment. What is around you? What's going on right now? The location of things. If you have a healthy food store and you're trying to lose weight, if something healthy is located close to you, that is going to be a huge bonus for you. If you have something near you that's providing you with a better opportunity, say a gym, say you live in a location, your apartment, and they have a gym right downstairs. You're more likely to have motivation to work out because you're passing it every day. You're more likely to work out because you're like, oh, fuck, I have to go to the gym. I got to go. I got to get up. I got to drive. It's like 15 minutes from work. Man, then I'm going to have to take a shower. You're less likely to go to the gym. Obviously, you still should, but you're more likely to go to the gym. It's right downstairs. You go, oh, I'm going to go fucking right downstairs. I'm going to work out. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to take a shower. Boom, I'm done. I just got to wake up 10, 15 minutes earlier and then go to the gym. I'm going to wake up 45 minutes earlier, get ready, set my car, do this, do that, and drive. It's a lot simpler. It's a lot easier. Location to you. Do you have access to things? Do you have access to people? Do you have access to opportunities? Do you have access to the things that you need that will make you better at life? Better in life, a better life overall, all these good things. Similarly, other than finding just the positives, again, we want to start off positive. We know everything's good. I want to make things happier and better. Talk a little bit about the negatives. Is your environment hurting you? Are the people around you negative, which is more of a social thing, but are you around a lot of negative people? Is it just this area that has an extraordinarily large amount of negative people? Something of an environment is, I have a friend of mine who lost 5 pounds. And the reason why he lost 5 pounds, and he's doing very good for himself, is because he cut out McDonald's. The reason why he went to McDonald's every day is when he gets off work late, there's nothing open for him to go and get food at. There's no healthier alternatives. There's no healthy options other than McDonald's and your other kind of fast food like the Wendy's and shit. If you eat that every night, of course you're going to gain weight. You're not going to get a salad. You can, but most people don't. You need a cheeseburger and then naturally you're going to gain weight. So instead, he started packing his lunch. He started setting food aside. He started having food ready for when he came home. He started picking other alternatives and cutting that out of his environment. He speeds past. He takes a different route home. You're cutting out that negative influence from your environment. You don't even see it now. Now it's going around. Okay, instead of taking street number 1, I'm going to take street number 2 to go home. I don't even fucking see it. It's not even tempting me. It's now on the opposite side of the street. I'm going to make 3 fucking turns. You wouldn't think it makes a big difference, but it makes a huge fucking difference. Your environment and the actual physical location. Same thing with money. Is it a fucking commute to get to work? Am I spending a ridiculously large amount of money? Am I spending a ridiculously large amount of money to live fucking here? You don't have to live in New York City if you can't afford New York City. You can live somewhere else. You can say, hey, I want to move and change locations and change my life up. You can move to fucking Texas. You can move to wherever. I understand it's a process finding a new job and doing all that. But if it's a severe financial drain and you generally cannot afford to live there, probably a smart option to move away a little bit or move somewhere where you can afford to live. Again, New York City, a major fucking city, extraordinarily expensive. If you can't afford to live there, an idea would be go somewhere else. Find another section, maybe a little bit further out of the city, maybe a suburb, something along those lines would be a better option for you. So using your environment, finding the negatives, trying to cut the negatives out, finding the positives, where the health food places are, where your gyms, where the good people are, where there's opportunities for you to make money, opportunities for you to save money, and using all those to then build your life better. Next up, and something extraordinarily important, again when it pertains to your environment, is your social fucking environment. Do you have these negative, annoying, angry fucking people around you who just make you want to fucking hit someone? That's kind of a problem. That's an issue. I would go seek help. That's probably also a you issue, not just them, but I would definitely seek help for that. Other than that, do you just have people around you who drag you down? What are their morals? What are their guiding principles? What are their goals? What are their aspirations? How do they approach things? If you give them good news, are they gonna, yeah, that's awesome for you, that's awesome, great, I'm happy, that's amazing, congrats, let's celebrate, I'm so happy for you, I always knew you can do it. Or are they like, oh yeah, you fucking did something. You started a business? Oh, all right, that won't work. Oh, you sold something? Oh, that's good, well, don't get used to it. People like that aren't good for your life. Be it families, teachers, preachers, anybody in your culture, your friends, anybody, if they're like that, they're not good for you. I'm sorry to tell you that. And that's something that took me a little while to remove myself from, because I had a lot of close people. And still, again, you make those adjustments. It's never a one and done thing. I cut out 7 people. You're always adjusting. Like, hey, this person's more negative. Hey, I'm trying to get here in life, and this person's actively holding me back. Not just someone who's doing their thing, they're having fun, they're a good person, they appreciate you, all that good stuff. But somebody who's actively holding you back. I talked about it before. Somebody who's actively pulling you back, who's criticizing you. And not in a constructive way like, hey, this is something I think that could help. It's just like, oh, you fucking suck at this. And they're just negative. That's not good. Holding you back. Being overly critical and just negative. Not keeping it real. You're keeping it real fucking negative is what you're doing, as Gary Vee would say. Not having goals and aspirations not line up with yours. Not every one of my friends wants to be a millionaire. Not every one of my friends wants to start a business. But they want to succeed and get better at life. And those who don't, that I still stick around with, there's people who don't and I just cut out of my life, are good, genuine, kind people who just want to live their life, white picket fence, have a family, that good stuff, but they support what I'm doing and they appreciate me. We're good friends and stuff like that. Not somebody who goes, oh yeah, you don't want to do the same thing I do. Oh, that's fucking crazy talk. That's a very negative person. What are their goals? What are their aspirations? What are their moral compass? Are they going to do things that you have an issue with? Are you going to stop and say, hey, I really don't like what's going on? There were situations where I was at parties, I was at places, and I wasn't happy what was going on. I'm looking around and I'm like, none of these people have goals and ambitions. A lot of these people are doing drugs. A lot of these people are actively harming themselves. A lot of these people are actively unhappy with their life. A lot of these people are doing nothing to fix that. A lot of these people are doing stuff that I can't get behind and don't want in my life. Gotta cut those people out. I'm giving you permission, because I know it's tough to do it. I'm giving you full permission to remove the negative people from your life, no matter who they are. Family, friends, coworkers, bosses. I'm not saying you just have to stop talking to them cold turkey. Sometimes you can't. I get it. Sometimes you live with family and it's family. Sometimes you have a friend and you guys work together. Whatever it is to mitigate the amount of time you spend with them to the absolute minimum, if you cannot cut them out of your life completely. Which, if they're a really negative person, I recommend doing. You know, it may be tough in the beginning, but just cutting them out absolutely is something good to do. Well, I had a friend who, I'm somebody who likes to help people, and if somebody has a little less than I owe, I'm more than happy to step up and help someone. But the problem I take is when someone feels that they're owed it. Like, oh, of course you have to do this for me. You have more than I do. It's your obligation to do this for me. Not, oh, hey, I appreciate you doing this out of the kindness of your heart. I get you didn't do this. I get we're friends, you know, but you're going above and beyond the call of the friendship. I'm not asking for thanks, but just for them to, I understand that they understand that. Like, they don't expect it. I know that they get it's not something that's expected, and that they appreciate that it's being done. I had a friend who, we were out once we were really looking forward. We go to this little burger place. Well, I wouldn't say little, but it's a burger place. I don't want to give too much because I don't want to, again, put anybody on blast. But I had this person that I knew. They were a friend at the time. We go to this burger place, and we were looking forward to hanging out here all fucking week. We were looking forward to the event, like going out, doing this, going to the movies, do that, and then we get burgers at the end of the night, and that's our hangout. And they sat there and go, man, I know I've been looking forward to this all week. This is awesome. But I don't know if I should get mushrooms on my burger. You know, I was like, why not? You like I'm not thinking, like, do they want not mushrooms? What's going on? They go, it's 89 cents. It's an extra 89 cents. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, is this really going to, like, hurt this person? Like, 89 cents? That's fucking horrible. And they're just like, yeah, I just don't know if I want to really spend the money on it, you know? I mean, like, they're not in need of it. I know this person. I know them well enough to know their financial situation. We're in fucking high school. They're not paying bills. They're not doing shit. They don't pay for a car payment. They're not doing any of that. And especially something that 89 cents is going to significantly improve the experience you've been looking for all fucking week. I think it's a smart idea. Go for it. Better experience. You spent 89 cents. It's not going to break the bank. I know it wasn't going to break his bank. And again, it sounds like someone who would say, oh, hey, this is a difficult situation. If 89 cents is going to really make that much of a difference, this is a problem. You know, I feel bad. You know, hope we could do something or whatever the situation is. He just didn't know if he wanted to spend the money on it or not. I was like, it sounds like it's worth the spend. You know, you have it. You're okay. It's 89 cents. It's going to greatly improve your experience. I think maybe you should just get it, but that's just my opinion. He goes, I'm going to get it. And he gets it, and he's eating his burger, and he's loving it. It's delicious, amazing, awesome. Check. And he's paying for it, and he goes, you know, the one who said I should get the 89 cent mushrooms on my burger, I think really you should pay for it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? This is someone who wants something for nothing. That's essentially the gist of it. I said, hey, I think you'd really enjoy it. You should get it. Knowing full well, again, it isn't going to break his bank. I understand sometimes people are really strapped, and that is going to hurt someone. He just didn't know if he wanted to spend the money on it. I could promise you that's the situation. And now you're asking for it. Hey, you said it, you should give me the 89 cents. You fucking kidding me? And then that wasn't the first situation that happened, and it continued on in this situation where it's like, well, I don't have a car. Of course you got to come pick me up. Not like, hey, thanks for picking me up. Yeah, I don't have a car. You have to come pick me up. Like, that's fucked up if you don't. Like, it's an obligation. Like, yeah, of course you should. You should take care of me. You have more than me. You should. You have to. People like that in negative are just going to pull you back down. I've had people who've had less than he did, and I would do the similar things because I like to be a good friend. I think I'm a good friend. I drive people. They don't have cars. You know, if we go out to dinner and, you know, like a burger or something, I'll cover the tab. I'll pay for movie tickets, whatever the case is. And they're appreciative of it. Not like, oh my God, Joe, thank you so much. But like, hey, man, thanks. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. Something like that. Well, hey, thanks. Well, I'll get you next time. Whatever it is. Thanks. Just a thank you. Anything. Instead, it would be an hour lecture of, yeah, of course you should do it. I mean, you got more than me. You know, you grew up with more than me. You know, I'm doing this, and you should just do it, man. Like I'm obligated to do something. That's a negative person in your life. And again, same kind of situation. Are they bringing you down? Are they just there? You know, I have really good friends and people I talk to, but then also people I would consider friends, but they're not active, strong parts of my life because they don't have the same goals and ambitions, because they don't have a drive. They're not actively making me better. And I somewhat enjoy hanging out with them. They're not like, you know, I have friends who, they have completely different goals, ambitions, morals, but they're still good people as far as I'm concerned. And I really enjoy hanging out with them. This, on the flip side, is completely different people, and they're just kind of fun. I don't hang out with them that much. That's something I actively don't. I'm not going out of my way not to hang out with them. I just kind of choose not to. I choose to work. I choose to record videos. I choose to do other things than hang out with them. That's the case. You know, sometimes it sucks. It could be a hard thing for someone to hear. You know, I know there's people who've cut me out of my life, out of their life, because they want different things, because we don't see eye to eye on something. And that which brings it to friendships, relationships, different things. If you're upset with someone, or somebody's upset with you, and you go, hey, listen, I could clearly see that this person being in my life is going to be a hindrance. They're not assisting me to get where I need to be. Not like giving you money or something, but like they're not motivating me. I'm not happy to be around them. We're not talking about the things. We're not jiving. We're not connecting the way we need to. Either leaving and saying, hey, it's not working out, this, that, like relationship type situation, or actively removing yourself from a situation if it's really bad. If it's like this person is an active hindrance, they are making my life, or trying to make my life, whether they intentionally do so or not, worse, probably somebody you should remove from your environment. Social environment, that's a big thing. And similarly, replacing them with or focusing on and spending more time with people who you really enjoy. If you have a friend with same goals, who's doing stuff, the same kind of moral compass, I'm not saying don't get different opinions, but somebody who is actively trying to get the same place you're going, or has been where you've been, and you're trying to get to where they are. That's somebody you want to spend more time with. Noticing that, spending more time with that. If you don't have that in your life, finding one or two good people who are where you want to be or trying to get to where you want to be, and working with them and making that a part of your social environment and cutting out the other losers in your life. Because people who complain, who are miserable all the time, who have just a negative mindset, who tear other people down actively, hate to say it, but they're losers. They just got to figure it out and build themselves back up after a while. They have chance, they have hope, but you need to be in their life, and they frankly don't need to be in yours. And finally, lastly, your emotional and mental environment, more like a mindset. They could be good people in your life, like someone who's where you want to be, and they're trying their best to help you out and say, hey, you know, if you need help with something, I got it, I can help you out with this, and doing so in a good, positive way. And you feel insecure or hurt or lesser around them, chances are it's not them, it's more of a you thing. Sorry to say it, but if somebody is actively trying to help you, they're just being a good person, they're not inadvertently hurting you, but they're like, yeah, you know, hey, I know you're trying to do the same thing that I did. If you ever want some help, let me know. Just kind of nice like that, and you take a problem with that, or you feel insecure being around someone who's more successful than you are, even though they're not rubbing it in your face or something like that. They're just doing their thing, living their life. They're kind, they're a good person. And you take a problem with that, that's your emotional, mental environment. That's inside you. That's your mindset. You need to fix that. That's not removing yourself from somebody else. That's a you thing. You have to fix that. Go inside yourself and say, hey, why am I insecure around somebody who's doing better than I am? Somebody who's actively kind, somebody who's willing to help me. You know, obviously, if the person's a jerk off, then, I mean, separate yourself from them. It is what it is. But if you're like, hey, this person's actually a really good person, I'm the one with the problem here, then you need to go inside your internal environment, your mindset, and that is something you need to address. Similarly, if you find you feel a type of way around somebody else, you ultimately decide your emotions, your feelings, and how you're doing. If somebody makes you angry, you can make the choice to say, I'm going to walk away, and relieve yourself of that anger. You make that choice. If you really enjoy being around someone, you make that choice to say, yes, I'm going to stay here and continue enjoying it and feeling that. You can make yourself pissed off if somebody makes you really happy. You have that control, that state control. It's a tough skill to learn sometimes, but you can learn it and you can do it. But if you're around someone and you feel you're not good, like you don't feel good when you're around this person, maybe they're not doing something directly to harm you, but you just don't feel good. If you're around someone, you find your goals are shifting, your morals are shifting, and you're just not someone you want to be usually, even if they're not a bad person, switching out and saying, hey, maybe I just shouldn't be around this person. There's been people like that in my life, and that's a tough thing, especially when it's somebody you care about. Especially when someone who's just a good person. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not hurting you. They're not doing the things that we said or being negative. They may even be supportive. But if you're sitting there and saying, hey, I just don't like the way I feel when I'm around this person, that's something you need to work on, one, internally. And then two, while you do that, maybe separating yourself from that person, saying, hey, I can't be around, I don't feel right. I don't like the way I am. I don't like myself when I'm around you. And setting yourself up until you know for sure you're able to approach it with a better mindset. If that ever comes. It may just be, hey, I just don't like the person I am with them. And you don't hang out with that person. That may be the case. Stuff like that, and addressing that environment, your physical, your emotional and mental, your social environment, those are things that are going to be very, very helpful for you in life. Your environment is extraordinarily important. What you have opportunity and access to easily is important. What you have opportunity and access to just in general is important. The people around you, what are they saying? What are their goals? What are their ambitions? What are their knowledge sets? You know, again, and even if they're not where you want to be or who you are right now, are they positive people? Do they look on the bright side? Are they always talking about a problem? Are they always bringing you down? Are they always an issue? Are they gaslighting you? Are they this? Are they that? Finding people who genuinely want to help you, support you, build you up. Yeah, you got this. Awesome. If they give you criticism, it's like, hey, I want you to be the best you can be. I see this problem. This may be something you want to work on. Not, you fucking suck. This, that. I don't even know why you're here. Something like that is not somebody you want to be around. And thirdly, your mental environment. How do you feel when you're around people? How are you in general? What's being fed into your mind? Are you watching a lot of news and you're just negative about the world? That could be a problem. You need to fix that. Cut out the news. Cut out your mental and emotional environment, that area, and start focusing on more positive things. Yes, bad things happen every day, but so do fucking good things. It's a lot better to recognize that there are bad things, yes, and not turn a blind eye to it, but focus more on the positive and how you can look at everything as an opportunity and improve the bad things that happen in the world, not just sit there and sulk on. So that's a kind of rough way of looking at environment. Maybe I'll go more in depth and make a big, long video. I know this video is kind of a little longer as usual. But it is a very important topic. Again, something I dedicated a whole chapter to my book on. Your environment is going to affect your weight, what you have access to, the people in your life, your finances, again, what you have access to, the people in your life, the knowledge. Are you being supported? Are you energized, ready to go out there, make more money and do stuff? Or are you sulking and you're afraid to try new things? Are you have access to good, clean foods, people, knowledge who want to build you up? Or are everybody negative and upset and angry and you got McDonald's around you? That's all you got. And then again, the mindset, your emotional environment is important as well. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think of your current environment? What's a positive and what's a negative? And how are you planning on getting rid of that negative and replacing it with more positive? If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.